Greetings, this is Dave Gilmore, and this is Design Intelligence. One of the behaviors we're hoping firms will invite into their culture and context is candor. It's that openness to speak without harm, to share ideas that might not always be in keeping with the corporate line, and to confront wrongs when encountered. Organizations that make room for and operate in radical candor are those marked by two primary attributes among leadership: a personal basis for emotional maturity and relational trust. Absent these attributes, and those in leadership operate from defense mechanisms, assuming others who are candid are attacking them, their decisions, maybe their leadership. When leadership is selected and developed over time, perhaps nothing is more critical to their role as emotional maturity. We define emotional maturity as being self-aware and others-focused. Let me say that again. Emotional maturity is when you are self-aware and focused on others. Self-awareness, that's that honest assessment of one's own strengths, abilities, expertise, influence, and capabilities, but it's balanced by an open-eyed clarity regarding one's own weaknesses, shortcomings, lack, and inabilities. It's only in such clarity, such personal honesty, that any of us can set personal goals for growth and live in the context of self-acceptance. Well, let me give you my story. Some years back, I came to this crossroad of personal assessment. I was concerned that my effectiveness as a leader was somehow diminished, and less than I had envisioned it ought to be. For far too long, I thought it was others who were inhibiting my rise, challenging my success. I wasn't sure about it, and yet had a growing frustration inside that I couldn't understand. And during this period, I met a man whom I respected, whom I had heard about in my work. He invited me to breakfast to discuss a new business plan for his enterprise. The conversation was engaging, and we hit it off very well. As things would have it, he asked me to advise him in his business, and we forged a multi-year business relationship. Along the way, I observed how he led, how he interacted with others, and it was clear our ways were divergent. He operated from a centered sense of maturity. I operated from the power of intellect and influence. He was generally settled. I was in a constant state of restlessness inside. We spoke about this over the few years of our business dealings, and he mentored me towards a new self-awareness. I had to let go of the false ideas of leadership I had accumulated over time and get real with myself. The journey was over a few years, and I finally discovered the truth of emotional maturity, self-acceptance, and the power of safe candor. There are many reasons, multiple experiences in our lives that impact our sense of self. We can embrace ideas that seem right and effective at the time, that are in reality masking truthful awareness, the need to change, and along the way yield unexpected outcomes. Each of us has our own history, and it's these histories that form and shape us. Yet it's not the history that is the determinant. It's how we accept or reject truths that challenge our sense of personal self, worth, and value that truly shapes us and our view of the world, our work, our relationships. Where are you in all of this? Perhaps it's time to start the journey I once took. We'll spend more time on this in future podcasts, but suffice it to say, the treasures of authentic, effective leadership that make room for organizational candor, well, they're more than can be calculated. Until next time, this is Dave Gilmore, and this is Design Intelligence.